Hello everyone and welcome back to Bacon. Also welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon. We are continuing on with Chev's route. Chapter 5. Apparently there's only going to be 2 chapters left then because there's only 6 chapters in each of these. What a brilliant day. The sun is shining, the town is full of laughter, and we'd really like to finish hanging this banner. Now will you hurry up? You're as prickly as ever, tiny lord. Chevalier looks up at Waltz, who is crouched on a wooden beam above the stage, waiting for Chevalier to hand him the other end of the banner. The 3 of them are hanging the most central spring festival decoration, a banner signed by many of the townsfolk. It was just yesterday that Emmeline and Anise oversaw its creation. The day before that, Chevalier and I set up various floral arrangements around town while workers hired by the palace set up stalls around town. Every day has been filled with errands like this. I return to the palace so exhausted I barely make it to bed before I fall asleep. But it is worth it. Chevalier throws the banner up to Waltz, who begins nailing it to the beam. And got it. Chevalier gestures dramatically. Citizens of Angel, behold, our beautiful spring festival banner. The crowd ripples with excitement, cheering and whistling as Chevalier steps down. It is a rather impressive banner, filled with so many colors and signatures it is impossible to make out any coherent design. I suppose it has a sort of chaotic charm to it, though. I kind of like that. I love stuff like that. I hear the banner was your idea? Fritz appears beside me. Though he is here as security, he seems at ease, relaxed. It was. It is a small thing. I imagine the citizens would disagree with you. The 2 of us watch as Waltz floats back down to the stage using his magic. How come he couldn't, lift the banner up to himself and hang it with magic if he can, float himself back down with magic? He doesn't mind doing little things like that, but he does mind doing little things like putting up a banner by himself. And in addition to that, doesn't Cinna have his own magic and he could have put up the banner if he was going to be that impatient about it? He snaps his fingers, causing confetti to rain down from the sky. The audience applauds again, so you can't even say it's a responsibility thing. Why are you looking at me like that? It's nothing. I was just thinking that I'm glad I get to see you smile like this. Oh, he good boy. When I first met you, I thought you always looked so sad. I wanted so badly to make you smile. Not being able to made me feel incompetent. Fritz, you can never be incompetent. The reason I was the way I was, it was because of Mother. I acknowledge that now, even if it still hurts. Fritz smiles. It helped leaving the palace all those years ago, didn't it? I hate to give Delora any credit, but it did. I did not realize the emptiness in my life stemmed from loneliness until Chevalier taught me the value of connecting with others. I'm glad you and Sir Chevalier found each other. I am too, and I'm glad you found your way back here too, Fritz. I owe it to you that I'm here, Princess. He glances one more time at the makeshift stage before turning to the crowd. I'm on duty now, but I'll see you around? Of course. Take care, Fritz. And you as well, Princess. You good boy! Cinnamon roll baby! With one last bow, Fritz disappears into the crowd. The moment he leaves, I notice 2 familiar faces pushing toward me. Lucette, we've been looking for you. We were surprised not to see you on stage. Aw, my girls! It has been a busy morning, but neither of them look worse for wear. I decided to let Chevalier and Waltz do the honors. Maybe if we were using magic to hang things. Are they going to actually address why they're not using magic to hang stuff? Oh, I've never seen you use magic for convenience before. After being forced to clean with Mr. Broom, Lucette says she didn't want to charm objects. And my opinion hasn't changed. I am never commanding an object to do my bidding. The last thing I need is another overbearing sentient object in my life. Anise laughs. Mr. Broom would be heartbroken if it heard you say that, Princess. He really misses you. Well, I don't miss Mr. Broom. Most times I do wonder sometimes if I ought to bring Mr. Broom to the palace. Oh, that'd be cute to have a little pet broom. A little pet magic broom. Bring him to the palace. Let him be your friend. Do it, Princess Lucette. Do it! For nostalgia's sake, nothing more. He'd be so happy there, though. Lots of rooms, lots of space. Everyone would adore him. Bring Mr. Broom to the palace. Let him be your new pet. Where are the Brigantian princes? Weren't they with you 2 earlier? Oh, we lost them. Anise laughs. Or rather, we left them. I doubt they even noticed. They were in the middle of an argument. It is things like this that made me glad I grew up an only child. That sounds like them. And Rod? He's mediating. Or trying to. It wasn't going too well, so Emily and I decided to leave and find you. You abandoned ship. Got it. A wise decision, I'd say. I whirled to find Chevalier standing by my side. Good afternoon, ladies. He leans down to plant a kiss on my head. Good afternoon, my beautiful queen. Back to calling me queen, I see. I sigh, but I can't help the smile on my face. Thank you for your hard work, Chev. It is, as always, an honor to serve, sweet Lucette. We all glance back at the stage where Waltz and Senna are performing impromptu magic for the still-gathered crowd. So, this marks the beginnings of the Spring Festival, then. Just about. The royal family, will be giving speeches tomorrow, then the celebrations officially start. Emily looks at me hopefully. Want to practice our speeches tonight, Lucette? If you do not mind practicing after my magic lesson, then I do not mind. You must be so exhausted, Princess. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Anise fidgets. If you need anything to help with fatigue, I might have a few things on my shelves. Undoubtedly, you always have exactly what everyone needs, Lady Anise. I have to thank you for gathering those remedies for me on such short notice, too. When I give him a quizzical look, Chevalier smiles and shrugs. Is there a reason you are not telling me who they're for? It's a surprise. Fine, but I expect you to tell me later. Your wish is my command, beautiful Lucette. Speaking of commands, Emmeline tilts her head. Is there not a council meeting happening today? Emmeline is right. There is one last meeting before the festivities start tomorrow. Today is, thankfully, the last day we discuss taxes. Whew, I hate tax season too. I stifle a laugh. You're right. I should make my way over there. Which is funny because I say I hate taxes, and yet I was almost an accountant. Allow me to escort you, lovely princess. I've barely seen you all morning. If you insist. I turn to Anise and Emmeline. Will you two be alright here without me? Of course. I'll see you at the palace, Lucette. Have a good meeting, Lucette. I'll see you tomorrow. After we say our goodbyes, Chevalier and I depart. Chevalier accompanies me back to the palace. I expect him to turn back at the gates, but he follows me through the corridors. Chev? Yes? Is there a reason you're still following me? I said I would escort you. I stop in front of the throne room doors. But you have. We're here. Then let's go in, shall we? Chevalier opens the doors before I can protest. Most of the counselors are already seated, though the meeting has yet to begin. All eyes land on us as we enter. Good afternoon, Lord Counselors. I am humbled to be in your presence. My father, who is sitting at the head of the table, looks up and smiles. Oh, my little night babies as well. It is good to have you here, Sir Chevalier. Durian and Garland, who are sitting on either side of him, look equally as unsurprised to see Chevalier. Long time no talk. It's good to see you again, Sir Chevalier. You're all in the palace together and you guys never see each other? That's sad. The Honorable Knights of Caldera. No, it is my pleasure. Chevalier makes his way over to the table. Baffled, I trail behind him. When we are seated, I turn to him and hiss under my breath. What is happening? You remember that discussion about politics we had with the princes the other day? I nod. Well, later that night, His Majesty thoughtfully extended an invitation to sit in on a council meeting. I couldn't refuse him. Let me guess, you did not tell me any of this because you like surprises? Chevalier beams at me. Right on the nose, princess. I wanted to surprise you by showing up as an unexpected advocate. While I appreciate the support, many of these counselors are Chevalier's patients. They are already critical of him. How will they receive him when he is out of his element? Eventually, when the chamber is filled, my father stands and announces the start of the session. Good afternoon, lords and ladies. For the last few weeks, we have been discussing raising taxes. Today, I call you here for one final discussion. Could I just stop stumbling over my words, please? The heated talks resume immediately. I spare a glance at Chevalier, who is watching the proceedings quietly. It is only after one counselor makes the point that higher taxes would allow us to invest in more expensive amenities and healthcare that he shifts in his seat, looking suddenly discontented. Chevalier has always been adamant about making things affordable for others. Dot, dot, dot. Okay. Save right here. Yes. Go back. So my two choices are voice Chevalier's point of view, encourage Chevalier to speak. Okay, so I've noticed again that in this route, it's all about the man and standing up for the man and supporting the man. So you know what? I'm gonna encourage him to speak, and how much you want to bet that's the right decision. If it's not, I'll be very surprised. I lean close enough to whisper in his ear. You ought to share your opinion. I know you have one. The king would not have invited you here if he did not want you to participate. Chevalier shifts to address my father. Permission to speak, Your Majesty. Please, Sir Chevalier. Chevalier argues that increasing taxes to invest in more expensive amenities will only be effective if their prices are lower so that they are affordable to others. Taxes might be helpful if we considered subsidization, which I've never been able to say properly. Chevalier makes the topic a more multifaceted one. Having been directly impacted by such decisions, he has more intimate understanding of how they affect the common citizens. The table is quiet after he speaks, but it is much to my relief not a hostile silence. Well said, Sir Chevalier. There is little use in forcing the citizens to pay for more amenities they will not be able to afford. But if we were to lower prices... The discussion continues on a more productive tangent. Chevalier leans toward me and speaks in a near whisper. Thank you, Princess. For what? You know what for. He squeezes my hand under the table. Chevalier has always prioritized listening, but he needs to learn to speak up too. If I can be the one to teach him that, I will be content. This can be both read very badly as well as very well. Because he is bad about speaking up for himself, and encouraging him to do that is fine. It would be totally fine. It's just a matter of, I've noticed in this route, it's all, again, seems to be leaning more towards she's sacrificing things for other people, especially her man, and not really getting the support she needs in return. The support that she also deserves. But that's maybe just me. And again, it's more subtle than I'm making it sound, but that's just how it's kind of reading to me. Eventually, the conversation draws to a close, and Father declares that taxes will not be raised. However, our talk has brought up many new issues that will need to be discussed in more detail, namely the accessibility of healthcare. It will be a complicated discussion, but it promises to be a fruitful one. When the meeting finally draws to a close, Chevalier deflates in his chair. I am in awe that you do this nearly every day, Princess. You become accustomed to it, but you did very well for your first time. Really? I feel like I might have rambled. You brought up very important issues. It was the right decision! You give me too much credit. You're the wise, fearless one who always speaks her mind. And today, that was you. I'm proud of you, Chev. So when are we going to start showing him giving her... I think they were trying to indicate that during the original game, she was the one getting all the support, and now she's returning it back, maybe? But even then, it wasn't that she was the only one getting support. She was learning how to be a better person, and she was also giving support to other people as she was learning. It was pretty equal. And then this time, it's just her, again, seeming to sacrifice things. And sacrifice might even be too strong a word in this case, but it's not an equal exchange, is my point. Chevalier's responding smile is tired but grateful, and it warms my heart. Sir Chevalier, I am surprised one of the counselors wander over to us. Ah, Lord Rem. If Chevalier knows him, then Lord Rem must be one of his patients. I prepare myself for a barb, but Lord Rem just smiles. You were brilliant today. He clears his throat. You look like a lot of commoners we've met, sir. They couldn't even give you like a nicer outfit? Come on. I wanted to apologize for mistrusting you. The medication you've prescribed is a miracle. It has only been a couple of days, but I feel significantly less exhausted. I need some of that, whatever you got. Whatever made him less exhausted, give to me. I need that. Ah, the herbal remedy. I'm relieved to hear it. I thought it might be easier on your body. Herbal remedy? Is this what Chevalier and Anise were discussing earlier? You thought correctly. I apologize for doubting you. I'd assumed the remedies you recommended were backwater substitutes. Just because something is more expensive, that does not make it the superior solution. So I am learning. Thank you, Sir Chevalier. I'll look forward to my follow-up visit. Lord Rem gives a formal nod before walking away. I turn to Chevalier. So the medication run you did in town the other day? I was dropping by Anissa's pharmacy, yes. I thought the best way to prove I knew my practice was to show it, so I recommend more natural cures and remedies. I think maybe you found your path to acceptance. I hope so, Princess. Once the counselors have cleared out of the room, we are approached by Durian and Garland. You handled yourself well there, Chevalier. This high praise coming from the ever-collected commander of Caldera. I also really appreciate that she's the commander. I mean, it makes the most sense. She's definitely the one that's the most put together. No offense, Garland. Garland smiles. She is ever-collected, isn't she? Except for when flowers and compliments are involved. Please tell me they're together. I just love that ship so much. Lan, we are not talking about that here. Oh, what's this about flowers? It's nothing. It's official knight's business? The two speak at the same time. Durian shoots Garland a look. He just responds with a sheepish smile. I clear my throat. Will you two be attending the festival? Of course, when we get the time off. Or Garland said, we would never miss the festivities. I'm sure going out together during the festival will make for an excellent date. This is not a date. Yes, it is. It took an effort to keep myself from laughing. Durian can insist all she likes, but it is no secret she and Garland spend every moment of their free time together. Our conversation with the knights is cut short when Father calls on them to discuss palace security. After saying our goodbyes, Chevalier and I excuse ourselves. And I shall now be excusing myself. I'm gonna go ahead and save and end things here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I am Bacon, and this has been Cinderella Phenomenon Chev's Route. If you like the video, feel free to like the video. If you like me, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that lovely stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!